There are some big changes coming to librarians. Basically, what's happening is they're taking the randomness of trading for books away, and they're going to give you certain books based on where the librarian comes from. They're also going to knock down the reduced price or knock up the reduced price from curing. Basically, you can only cure the zombie villagers once, and after that, you don't get a further discount for curing them again. How do I feel about these changes? I think that I'd say that they're pushing it towards professional. It seems like they're changing the game to make it harder to play for the professional players more than players like me who have spent 4 years trying to make a librarian trading hall. I mean, it's not the only thing I do and I take my time, but I hear a lot of complaints that within a half an hour of starting the game, you can have a full librarian setup. This certainly took me more than a half an hour, and I haven't gotten all the books that I want. I really want sharpness. Sharpness 5 would be great, but sharpness of any sort would be great, because I don't know where sharpness is going to go after this. I do feel that they are changing the game for like professional players, for real YouTubers that make their money off of playing the game and that can pump these things out in 2 seconds. And I guess that's good in some ways, but I'm thinking about the average player like me who has played in a world for 4 years, going on 5 now, with with their family, and the fact that it just, we don't know how to do this in a half an hour. Once we finally get it set up, it is a huge achievement, but still we're looking for the books that we want because we're not necessarily re-rolling everything. We're having to, get all of this happening. I can't tell you how many countless times the villager breeder hasn't worked for me because I have another one nearby that I need to go take care of, or something else. They're not attaching to their workstations correctly in some cases. The ones in this line are, just because these are older villagers. These are the ones I've had around for about a half a year now, I'd say. Maybe longer. But, and I've had other villagers around. I used to have a huge stack of masonry villagers, and I would sell my stone to them, my extra stone, because I have a stone generator. And I never really rocked them back and forth too much because they all lived together in one area, and I didn't know how to infect and cure them all. I would have had to lock them all up individually, like I've done with these guys. I guess that's something that Mojang doesn't want you doing as much. Maybe you just have a little workstation where you cure your villager once and you send them off into the village now, and you don't have to worry about re-rocking or all of that. I have wanted to have open free range villagers, but honestly this change has made me second guess whether I want to work with villagers as much after I'm done with this. What I really want, like I said, is I want the sharpness book. I think we have enough of everything else. There's a protection book villager in here, and we also recently got fire protection while looking for the sharpness book. I did build this backwards. The doors are supposed to be on the other side, and the railways are supposed to be over here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that either. I'm kind of focusing more because there's a time crunch. We need to do this all before the change happens, and it's happening in the next update. We play in a realm, so we're going to be forced to update as soon as possible. So I'm just trying to grind this through, find sharpness if I can. Otherwise, it's going to be a hard book to get for us. We only use sharpness generally on our sword. I think you can use it on an axe too, but I'm always putting smite on my axe. I have a love for The Walking Dead and all zombie things, and Rick Grimes used an axe. He was one of the characters. The first character I think you really meet, actually. And he had an axe on him the whole time. Anyway, that's going to be it for this update. I just wanted to talk about the villagers and how I think that they're nerfing them in order to make it harder. But I think it's all based off of watching Hermitcraft people play and professional Minecrafters play, and the fact that people like Slack Lizards say they can get this up and running in a half an hour. That's insane to me because, like I said, we've been working on it for a while, and I don't just kind of throw everything together. I try to build and put the villagers in while I'm building. Now I'm in a time crunch, so we're just kind of throwing them in white rooms, and I'm going to work on the doors and how it's going to look later. And hopefully one of these guys is going to give us sharpness 5. Do I think that going to different biomes to get villagers is a good idea? Well, it's going to really enforce making railways. So not only are you exploring now, but you're going to have to build infrastructure. And infrastructure really does lead to knowledge. So, I mean, lore-wise, it makes sense. I'm sad that the books are going to be locked at level 3 because they need to remove the max enchantment if they do something like that. So you can still get the level 5s. Otherwise, it's going to be a nerf on tools and not just a nerf on trading and villagers. I do want to thank you if you've stuck around and listened to me babble this long. And I want to send a special shout out to Dash. You are the best, and I love you, and I can't wait to see you again. In the meantime, I'm going to be here trying to get these Librarians going. Oh. That guy doesn't want to do anything, so I really wish they didn't have that in the game. I mean, they're very nice to animals, but it almost feels like a slight to people who can't maybe function like the rest of society. Anyway, thanks for coming along. We're going to let this guy grow up and see if he wants to be a librarian or she. And I will see you all next time.